So this is a hypothesis, okay? It's an idea. It's not proven. I'm not a scientist. I'm a philosopher. And philosophers have the luxury of being able to talk about ideas without having to prove them. So thanks for indulging me, all of you scientists out there. I wish that I had the ability to prove or disprove these ideas, but I don't. I think that they might be good ideas anyway, so I'm putting them out there. Now, this hypothesis, if it's true, if it's even partly true, it's got some pretty profound implications. For one thing, it emphasizes that we really don't know what we're doing. That there is so much about our world and that and our universe that we don't have a clue about. And maybe the implication of that is we should take a lot of stuff that's in the presumed to know category and put it in the don't know category, and make decisions better based on that. Another implication of this hypothesis is that there is no difference between alive and dead. How about that? Another implication of this hypothesis is that there are no separate organisms. We're all connected, and it's in fact very difficult to figure out where one organism ends and another one starts. Another implication of this hypothesis is that there is a God, and it's not what you think. And a significant implication of this hypothesis, as if the others aren't significant, is that there is no universal truth. It just doesn't exist. It's all relative. What's true for me is different than what's true for you. And what's true for that tree is different than what is true for that tree or for that rock. My hypothesis is called relative understanding. Here's how it goes. One thing's understanding of another thing is based on proximity and based on ability. In fact, I think that these two things are multiplied by each other. Let me break each down for you. Proximity is of three types. We got to be, for me to understand something else, I have a better chance of fully understanding it if I'm close to it physically, in terms of distance. How far away from it am I? Second type of proximity, time. Am I sharing the same time, or did the other thing happen long ago or way into the future? And it's totally relative. The farther in the past the thing is, the less chance I have of understanding it. Same with the farther into the future, the less chance I have understanding it. My ability to understand something is relative to proximity in time. Third type of proximity, scale. I'm talking here about size. Am I roughly the same size as the thing that I'm trying to understand? If so, I have a better chance of understanding it. My ability to understand something else has to do with my proximity to the other thing on those three factors: space, time, and scale, multiplied by ability. I have two types of ability, physical ability and intellectual ability. And this is the case for all things, not just humans. In the case of humans, we have 5 types of physical ability. There are the 5 senses: my ability to see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. If another thing is transmitting data that I cannot pick up by one of my 5 senses, I'm missing a huge amount of stuff. My ability to understand something else has to do with the extent to which that something else is giving out data that I have a sense to pick it up. Those are the physical kinds of ability. Then there's intellectual ability, which is my ability to take the things I understand, the data I get in those 5 senses, and analyze it and make extrapolations and conclusions. Intellectual ability also has to do with making instruments that can detect the world around us, again, in terms of those 5 senses. For instance, I have the ability to see, but I also have the intellectual ability, we as society have the intellectual ability to make a microscope, to make a telescope. These things enhance our seeing ability. So ability is both physical ability times intellectual ability equals my ability. Okay? Basically, my understanding, let me rephrase it. One's understanding of another thing is relative to its proximity, 3 types, and its ability to understand the other, 2 types, physical, intellectual.